I work for Solomar Systems. We're a 30-year-old workflow technology company. We're based out in San Diego, California. And as I said, we've been in business for 30 years. I have the privilege of representing the company in the European marketplace, working with partners, OEM resellers, distributors and the likes. And my role is growing slightly because doing more in Middle East and Africa, as well as the Asia Pacific marketplaces as well. We're grateful to Futureprint as premier partners of theirs because it gives us a platform for collaboration. There's a number of companies in this room that we work with already with various technology approaches from a workflow perspective. And, we welcome this opportunity to grow those partnerships with new companies as well. Okay, hopefully, there we go. So we've heard a lot of content today, a lot of information from different companies, whether they're manufacturing inks or software or physical machinery. There's a lot of research, there's a lot of information being shared in the marketplace around market trends. So nothing on this board here I would have thought would come as a great surprise to people. We're seeing these shifts in trends, and it's about a paradigm shift. Paradigm shifts have happened in the print industry for God knows how many years. I think back to when I joined into print, we were going into that digital transformation in cut sheet office technologies. And with that paradigm shift, as digital technology comes into play, we have new opportunities because of these trends that we start to see here. And businesses get onto those opportunities, but it's about how you enable those. One thing's for sure, customers don't really want to invest any more money than they have to in order to get a footprint into these market spaces and take advantage of the opportunities that's made available to them. Software has a great role to play in that because we can help people enter the market and get on board and get going quickly through a number of processes. We've also seen huge diversification of application sets in the marketplace, whether that's in a specific industry, so it could be within packaging and labels, we see diversification, or for the actual printing companies themselves, we've seen great diversification. Yesterday's direct mail printer is now doing packaging printing because it's become accessible. And we'll continue to see that, I think, with the mergers and acquisitions. That also drives that. Yes, we have specialist companies focusing on these markets as well, but we do see diversification. And it's how we can help support that diversification across the market space. One of the big things that we've heard about today, and we hear more and more in the media, sustainability and environmentally friendly products. But we also have to put that into thinking about the manufacturing processes that we use to make sure that they are environmentally friendly, that they are sustainable as well, because we have a strong message to give to the younger generations and for the safety and the kind of survival of the planet as well. So as customers of ours and as the manufacturers start to diversify what they do, they try to do it with less resource, because there are certain manufacturing processes where you will need a very specialized piece of technology. But I think if you look into certain areas of maybe the packaging market, you can see people who are doing direct mail applications on their press, but then they can run some short run packaging, for instance, or they can do label printing as well. The one thing that they don't necessarily want to have to do is to buy software that is specific to all of those different applications. And workflow software is no different. So what Solomar has the ability to do is provide a unified workflow approach to the customer base and to the various manufacturers that we work with. We've got 30 years of experience in the printing industry, and we've learned an awful lot during that time. I was having an interesting conversation with Chris Jordan at Coffee, and he asked me the question, have you diversified your product offering? And yes, we have. Traditionally, we came from the transactional printing market space, but as we've learned, we've also evolved. Now we have products that cover a much broader gamut of the printing market space, whether that be in labels and packaging, whether it's in books, print on demand, garment printing, or printing onto paper, and obviously packaging and labels as well. So we help customers onboard work with our solutions. So that's how can we get work into our business as quickly as possible? And we have solutions from a very, very modular platform that address tactical needs all the way through to more strategic platforms where we bring a range of products together. We integrate with the hardware manufacturers as well to make an end-to-end workflow to increase efficiency. So we start with onboarding. How do we get the work in? How do we optimize that work? It could be something as easy as optimizing a PDF. PDF is, becoming more and more so the de facto standard within the industry. However, the way that people make PDF ranges and varies greatly depending on their understanding and their knowledge. So we have some great workflow tools that automate the process of analyzing those PDFs, fixing them and making them ready for print or for whichever communication style you want to do. And that helps with the efficiency and the speed that you can get the presses working. We can also then look at things like batching routines as well, making your operation more efficient. If we then come round to kind of 3 o'clock, we'd look at enhancing and enriching the product as well. So this could be something as simple as making decisions at a point of production to say, right, actually, we need to use different finishing equipment for this piece that needs to be, maybe it needs a command control in a barcode that needs to be in a different place. What we don't want to do is to keep having to go back upstream to document composition or to software people to make those changes. We want to be able to make those changes on the fly and enable the manufacturing process to be as slick as possible. So we give you tools that can make those changes on the production floor to suit your manufacturing needs. Controlling, well, we want you to be in control. We want the customer to be in control. So we develop collaboration tools for remote proofs and approvals. Our software, if you have a phone or any web-enabled device, then with some of our solutions, you have the ability to be inside your factory at any given time, regardless of where you are. So for production managers who maybe come to events like this, they can still get that insight and information as to what is going on within their business at the time of need. We also have the ability to help with management. Because we're an independent provider of solutions, what we have the ability to do is we can work and integrate with a broad range of technologies. So we're not tied to any given manufacturer, and we have a very, very open set of APIs and architectures for that integration. One thing that I guess we've all seen from the pandemic is we couldn't necessarily be on the shop floor. So when the customer rang the customer services representative, where's my 5,000 boxes? It's quite difficult. You have to make phone calls. You have to see who is in the business. So we have a range of tools that bring visibility, tracking, reporting, and monitoring to the environment. The nice thing with this is it creates business intelligence that the business can then use to make decisions for improving efficiencies and also improving that customer relationship that they have. So we're able to track jobs at an individual job level or at a piece level. And when we think about piece level tracking, that's down to the individual unit of a job. So in the world of labels, for instance, it could be a PDF file that contains 10,000 labels. You can track that job as a job of 10,000, or you can go down to the label for a particular person and get the report so you know where it is in that manufacturing process. So we bring a very, very cohesive set of tools to address the problems of our customers. Now, we like to go on site a lot. We like to walk the workflow. It's quite a common used term. Understanding all of those individual processes and steps that take place in the manufacturing process. We're happy to help with file testing, understanding what your customers' issues are, and working with our partners to help them enable the placements of their units into the business as well. So I'm going to be around later. I think I've got within my 10 minutes. So if anybody has any questions or is interested to find out more, my details are up there. Our website is solomarsystems.com, and I'm happy to have a chat with anybody afterwards. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well done.